Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first showcase of 2024 for the Summer Apprenticeship Showcase. And today we are having event production and planning. I'm June Bea, CEO of Bea Group, and we're so excited to welcome you to our first showcase of the summer. I'm going to turn it over to our deep dive lead, Jessica Thomason. She is going to share what she's been working on with these young apprentices, and each of them is going to share with you what they've been working on this summer for the past almost 8 weeks. And so they're all paid, and we are so excited to have them. Actually, if we also are fortunate, we work with three school districts, Downey, Glendale, and Davis Unified School Districts. And so I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Jessica, who is going to share with you what she's been working on as the deep dive lead. Jessica.
Hi, thanks, June. Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica Thomason, and it has been my pleasure to work with these apprentices over the last 8 weeks as they've learned what it takes to take an event from concept to reality. This is no small feat, as I'm sure they will tell you in their presentations about the amount of details and the level of details that go into putting on an event can be somewhat overwhelming at times. I am especially proud of how they've worked together as a group to curate an event for their peers. They came up with this idea on their own to interview elders in their community to find out from them what they wish they would have known when they were the age of the apprentices. They distilled these ideas down. They organized them into a number of categories, which they came up with on their own, which were a range of things like health and wellness, finances, professional development, my favorite, which they called adulting, aka personal development, and some art related things. And ultimately, they chose to do an event on how credit scores work that they will be hosting on Wednesday of this week. So I'm very proud of them. I want all of the apprentices here to know that each and every one of them has made me proud and has left their impact on me. This group of talented, hardworking individuals definitely gives me hope for the future. So thank you all. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jace, who is going to kick us off. And it's always hard to go first, but I am confident that you are going to do an amazing job.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Hello, good morning, everyone. Like she said, my name is Jace Guardado. I am a 2024 BEHA apprentice for the event planning and production deep dive. We have presentations regarding our deep dive and the work we've done so far, so thank you for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and you guys can let me know if there's any issues. All right, can everyone see my screen? All right, cool. All right. So, like I said, my name is Jace, and I'm a student based in Davis, California. I attend Da Vinci High School. I first heard about the BEHA Work Wonder Apprenticeship through my school's internship teacher, who actually recommended this program for me. I will say initially, I wasn't too confident about getting in, but I decided I would apply anyway, and I'm so happy I did. This has been a wonderful learning opportunity for myself, and honestly, I'm so glad I was able to participate in it. So here are some of my early expectations. So I originally picked event planning and production because I figured it would help with my future career. I am an aspiring artist, and one way to grow as an artist is to hold expositions or art events. So I figured these skills would translate and be very useful in the industry, so I applied. I hope to learn skills such as budgeting and networking. So here are some of the apprenticeship roles. So during this apprenticeship, like Jessica said, we planned two events. The first was the in-person Downey presentation showcase, and the second was the virtual survival guide on credit. All the work we did revolved around one of these two events. In our deep dive, a lot of the work was collaborative. Work that we did individually was usually going to be reviewed during the next meeting by the whole team. So for example, the first week we were asked to see what type of events we'd like. And then we went and asked our family members or friends what type of events they would like to see. And then we came back and we curated a list of them and we went through and then narrowed it down until we got to credit as our idea. So we did a lot of tasks during this time, most of the work being organized on a shared Excel document. So some of the tasks included creating a schedule for an in-person event, compiling a list of our type of event ideas, brainstorming questions, drafting emails, and coming up with games. Another task we did was we had to create little mock flyers for the events. So I have two here that I did. The first one was for our credit event. I decided to feature the person who will be speaking, Freddie Hyun. I had to include the date, the time, and then a little bit of information about the event. We also had to create a flyer for the in-person event, like the showcasing event. This is one I made for Davis because I am in Davis. So I included the name of the event, the date. The time wasn't decided when we had created these, so I don't have a time on there, but I also included a little bit of information. All right, so I think this apprenticeship had a huge impact on me and I grew a lot during this time. The biggest thing was I had no idea just how much work went into putting on an event like this. My mom was an event planner, but none of her stories could have prepared me for the amount of work and time I had to put in on this. Getting firsthand experience truly opened up my eyes, and I have a lot more empathy for event planners because it was so much time, but I truly think all that time was worth the product that we will create in the end. So one of the big things about BEJA is that we have to complete competencies. These competencies are skills that will translate into work industries and ultimately help us in our future careers. So some of them included participation. Every day we had to turn on our camera and talk and participate in group discussions. I always had my camera on. I was always trying to share some ideas, listen to what my teammates had to say, and just really engage with the group. We also learned a little bit of financial literacy, such as budgeting, in one of our BEJA meetings that we have on Monday afternoons. We went through and made a mock budget. And so I compiled a small budget of how I would, live my future life if I had the ideal career that I wanted. We also had to do collaboration. As I said before, the planning and production deep dive was really focused about collaboration. We were always working as a team. We were always sharing feedback, sharing ideas, and just working together. So I think I grew a lot collaborating wise. We also had to work on professional communication. BEJA ran us through a few email practices, but in our deep dive, we also had to email other deep dive leads to figure out a time that we could come in and explain the details of the in-person event to them. In addition, I also improved my LinkedIn profile, and then I also created this presentation. So here's one of the examples of the competencies. This is the email draft that I created for the environmental restoration lead, Mr. Delgado. I won't read it to you, but essentially the details I had to include were a date, what the event was. I gave them a little bit of information, explained that we wanted to come see them and trying to work at a time to go see him. And in the end, this email wasn't chosen, but I did go and I did get to talk to him and his deep dive. So this is another one of the competency examples. This is the budget I created based on my research in California. If you're like a professional fine artist, you actually can make quite a bit. The estimate I ended up with was a little lower than what the site I was using said. And so I took those numbers and I based it off what it would like to live in Pasadena, California. And so here are my final takeaways. So during this apprenticeship, I grew a lot. I think confidence-wise and skill-wise, I have learned a lot more than I would have if I just never applied. So I think event planning and production was truly just an awesome opportunity. I learned a lot about what goes into planning events, the time and importance to details. I learned about scheduling, learned about all these things that go into there. And truly, it was just a lot of fun. I hope to use these skills to an event I'm actually planning outside of this, which is my own art exhibit. So I hope that these skills will help me create a successful and fun exhibit. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and thank you so much for your time. If you have any sort of questions, let me know and I'll try my best to answer.
Thank you so much. That was great. Thank you. All right, Faith, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm just wondering, where's the share my screen button? It looks a little different, that's why.
It should be at the bottom of your screen between React and Apps. It should have a green arrow.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it this time. That's why I only have the participants, chat, reactions, and more, but it wasn't under more either.
Madison.
I had that problem when I was using another computer, and if the chat's open, that might be your issue because I had it where it wouldn't show up because my chat was open.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't open, but let me keep on looking for a second.
Okay. And yeah, did you share your presentation with me?
I submitted it to like Beha group, but I don't think I actually like sent it to you.
Okay.
I can do that though.
If you want to send it to me, I can pull it up for you.
Here, I'll share screen.
Do you have it, Juan?
Yes, I just got it open. So I'll share screen.
There's a lot of transitions, so you're gonna have to click them in. Hi, welcome everybody. My name's Faith Jenkins, and I chose to name this presentation Deep Dive into My Experience. So something interesting about me is that I actually already graduated from Warren, and I'm going to UCR in the fall. Most of the apprentices here are juniors, so that's a little bit interesting, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about me so you can get to know me. So something interesting people usually find is that I have 6 biological siblings, and I'm the 3rd oldest. I want to be a teacher in the future because of all my experiences I have had in the education system. I went to Price Elementary School, then Griffiths Middle School, and I just graduated Warren. Oh wait, can you go back real quick? Sorry. So, what is event planning and production? It's all about learning the steps and roles needed to have a successful event. So some of those things are the catering or the attendance, a time slot, having a venue, and just really having people who can keep the vibes good, like keep everybody energized, make sure that nobody's getting distracted, and that everything's on point, from the videos to microphone technology, everything. Thank you. So what does Work Wonders do? Work Wonders is a virtual apprenticeship where students are taught proper work skills and etiquette along with financial advising, with different pathways, which are deep dives, that give exposure to different careers. And Work Wonders works with 3 different districts in California, so it's really cool that it's online, so it's not limited just to one district. It's able to reach out pretty far into California. So my school involvement. One of the biggest things I would say for me that I got to experience was Skills USA. In Skills USA, I was able to go all the way to Georgia for nationals, which was during this apprenticeship, but I was still here, so that was great. I was able to do prepared speech. I started off in the regional area, then I went to state level, and then national. So that was a really awesome experience that I got, and I got to feel more confident during speaking. The next thing that I am part of is ASL Club. I'm actually the vice president, and I got to connect with a different group in the deaf community. And then the next thing was the SSAC, which is the Superintendent Student Advisory Committee. And they are the ones that actually showed me this apprenticeship. And the SSAC is just all about making school districts better. We find like solutions to problems going on in the school district, and we work them out as a group. It's also 3 different high schools in our district, so we're getting exposure in that way too. Some of my future goals are to become a teacher, to have tons of community impact, become a wife, and a mother. So, my catch during my dive. So, during our actual showcase, I want to be the master of ceremonies. I want to be able to host and introduce people and just make sure that everything's going very smoothly. I also designed certain things. I was able to make flyers and just have impact with different ideas that we were going to have. And of course, speaking. I try to use this to my advantage. You might see that I do have some nerves still, but I try my best. And a team member, of course. You have to be a great team member if you want to have a good team. You have to make sure to be kind and positive and always do your part. Make sure you're doing the stuff that Jessica asked us to do, and be happy to volunteer when it's needed. So, my big catch. Through Beha Group, we learned all the Microsoft platforms pretty much. They actually pay for our Microsoft platforms, which is a very nice experience because most of us probably didn't like have Microsoft or really dive into it. But we learned how to use Microsoft Teams. We used Excel for making budgets, and we also learned how to use PowerPoint. Now, we also did leadership and presentation. We had a meeting on leadership is a choice, and after that you can really decide like if you want to be an active member in like your deep dive. You can choose like to really communicate, always have ideas, or you can be more laid back. but leadership is a choice, so you can choose that. And I also got speech skills and professional communications, because through this meeting and just throughout the apprenticeship, we've had to use our speech a lot, from communicating with each other and for events like this. We also had professional communication because our group, specifically, we had to reach out to all the other deep dives to ask them if they were going to come to our event we were hosting. So we had to know how to address them in the correct, polite way. We also practiced using professional communication through Beha Group too, because we had a meeting just explaining how to write professional emails. We also received financial support through this apprenticeship because it is a paid apprenticeship. And we also learned tons of financial literacy, from understanding budget to credit to banking. And collaboration. We all voted on different restaurants that we saw fit and that we liked, and we narrowed it down to the choices that we will be having at our event. We also talked about if we wanted like guest speakers or anything of that sort. And collaboration with deep dives. We had to reach out to them, and we brought all the groups into one group, basically by having them on this one day be able to show what they have been working on. So dive into my next chapter. I'm going to UCR in the fall as an education major. I would say that I definitely got higher confidence through this apprenticeship because I knew I had speech skills, but I also know I have anxiety when I speak. So through Skills USA, I was able to see that I was able to speak very well, that I was able to go all the way to nationals and come in 5th place. But that was practicing one speech over and over and over. So with this apprenticeship, I took it upon myself to make sure I was always speaking up or volunteering so I would be able to continue getting exposure to speaking, even if it was a little nerve-wracking, so that I wouldn't just be good at doing things that I had memorized or practiced extremely, but also things that I wasn't used to. And finally, just wrapping it up again, we had a bunch of proficiency in Microsoft technology. And that's a great thing because this is worldwide, and we'd be able to take these skills with us to our jobs. Thank you. I hope you guys liked the presentation. Feel free to ask any questions, and I will do my best to answer them.
Thank you, Faith. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, real quick. Juan Pablo, R1.
Yes.
I just want to, I'm just thinking ahead of, do you have Justin's, presentation available for when he's after Sanaya, but I can't open it because it's a DUSD SharePoint and not the Beha group.
Yeah, I'll check.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mackenzie, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Can you share your screen or do you need me to do it for you?
Can you share my screen, please?
Yep. Hold on.
Jessica, it's sharing your desktop at the moment. Just so you know.
Okay. I'm trying to get it to share the presentation, which I have. Hold on.
There we go.
No, that's not.
No?
I'm trying to share. It's
I got it. I'll share.
okay. I don't know why Zoom's not giving me the option to choose what I share, which it normally does.
Mhm.
Yes, we've been having technical difficulties this morning.
Of course.
Of
Yeah.
course we will. Yes.
I mean, I have it all pulled up as a presentation mode right now, ready to go.
Okay.
You got it, Juan?
You got it.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Mackenzie Martinez, and I am giving you my event planning and production pitch. Hello, my name is Mackenzie Martinez, and my deep dive is event planning production, as I said beforehand. I'll just talk to everyone about my project with deep dive, which was setting up an event for work on their apprentices and decide what was going to be there and what activities would get the whole crowd worked up. Me and my deep dives worked together to plan what would be there. One Tyson joined my deep dive was when I first heard about their apprenticeship. So try something that I wasn't experiencing. I joined to get a better view of what I want to do. Event production and planning events impact the industry when they meet at these events, letting people get new connections to other people, or for the host or hostess being able to show their thoughts or gratitude and creating opportunities for the host or hostess to get closer to others and to be able to reorganize. Next. My role was to share my ideas with my team and to listen to what they had to say, and I needed to agree or disagree if I thought it was a good idea. We had planned ideas with each other, planned catering with my teams, and helped make a schedule. Then my responsibility was to share my ideas and collaborate with my team to make the best event possible. My competencies. Okay, next. My achievements while working with my group were able to make it to every meeting that I had an opportunity to go to. And I was able to speak up and share my ideas with the group, and I had to complete my competencies. While working with Beja Group, I learned about me being able to make it on time or early. Also, it gave me an idea of how to be able to work with others and to speak out. I want to major in psychology or anything with people because I enjoy talking to people most of the time. I want to know what I want to do for sure, but working in event and planning production made me realize I do want to work with others. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, Sanaya, are you ready?
Yeah,
Do you have your slides ready to share?
yeah, I'm gonna share it right now.
Okay.
It goes. Is it working or
Not
hold
seeing
on?
it.
Hold on. I can just share my screen then. Okay, is my screen shared now?
Got
Yes.
it.
Okay. So I'm Sanaya. I go to Downey High School and I'm 17 and I'm about to be a senior. My motivation and interest. So, in event planning and production, we plan events and we're like using what we learned in like event planning and production to create a virtual and in-person celebration. My personal interest, to be honest, it wasn't my first choice. I didn't really have like anything like I didn't really know what it was at first, but I just picked it as I think my third one or second. But yeah, I didn't really see what I could use from it, but now that I'm in it, I got like a lot from it. Relevance is important to have people behind the scenes making sure everything goes smoothly. Social impact, it brings the community together, and social inclusivity. Roles and contributions. I created schedules for the in-person event, designed flyers and for the virtual event and in-person event. I composed an email to send to other deep dive leads and made a bingo card game. Key responsibility, being able to work together, participate with the team, and showing up. So this is some of the stuff that I've worked on. Yeah, I have my 2 flyers right there, the bingo card. I have an example of a schedule that I made and my composed email that didn't get used, but yeah, I did make one. My accomplishments, well, my personal goals were to participate more and to get out of my comfort zone. I don't really like talking that much, but I tried my best to talk when I was doing this apprenticeship. Impact on me, I improved my organization skills and learned about the importance of teamwork. And these are all of the 7 competencies that I developed with Work Wonder. So my takeaways, personal growth, I learned the value of planning events and gained confidence in teamwork and participation. My next step, well, college and career aspirations, I want to go to Texas Southern University and major in biology to become a pediatric neurosurgeon. And the next step, I learned a lot from the deep dive and I plan to use it in my future with planning whatever else I have to plan. So yeah, and I learned to share what I learned with everyone else. And that's it.
Great. Thank you. I just want to give a quick reminder to try which Sanaya you did. This is just going forward. We have a lot of people here, so make sure we try to keep it between 3 and 5 minutes for our presentations. And you may get a little private note in the chat that says you're at 5 minutes. Okay. So, okay, Justin,
Hello, good morning. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, so I'll be sharing my screen through my phone. Let me set that up and then
So you want me to share screen?
Oh, could you
I'll
do
share
that?
screen for you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
This is it.
Yeah. Okay, so good morning, everyone. My name is Justin Hernandez, and I'm apprenticeship for event production and planning. And today I'll be going to talk to you about the past 7 weeks and what I worked on with this company and how has it helped me. So for starters, the reason why I joined event production and planning was because I wanted to gain a new perspective. I know that when you go to events, you just like enjoy your time and you don't really know what's going to be like, how it was organized or what went through that process. So I wanted to learn more of how everything is scheduled and how everything is organized and make sure to see a different lens and perspective. Also, I was curious in how the remote work would be, so I was excited for the Zoom as well as curious. Wasn't know how that was going to work because it wasn't in person. And then finally, collaboration. I was excited to work with over 200 apprentices with 3 different districts with Glendale, Davis, and Davis and Glendale and DSD. And there's my first email that I wrote to my deep dive lead, introducing myself and just being prepared for what to expect. My overall responsibilities through the course of the 7 weeks was working with my team and other apprentices on an Excel sheet, planning and scheduling for the virtual event on the 24th for Wednesday, as well as planning the in-person event for the 31st for DUSZ. We were budgeting, coming up with ideas of catering options, as well as networking events and activities that could be fun for everyone, and just making sure everything goes smoothly and responsibly and everything happens correctly. One also other role that I had to do was a small group and me. We were in charge of the next generation CRISPR deep dive, and what we did is we had to email them to schedule for a presentation, just letting them know what to expect and when's the final in-person event, and just informing them. So as my role, I had to email them, and then on my personal time, I went and to their meeting, gave a little small presentation, kind of just like how this is, and hopefully did my best to make sure that everyone's on the same page. And finally, my accomplishments. Well, the first off, email etiquette. I wrote a lot of emails through the entire 7 weeks, and hopefully I'm improving more to build my professionalism to other people as well. And creating a LinkedIn that can help me in the future with like different career paths, showing that I have all these other skills on my LinkedIn is really good and really helpful. And I learned using Office 365 with PowerPoint, Excel, Outlook, and Word, working together and using Microsoft Teams and working on murals together. I also created flyers and learned how to use Canva. Thank you for everyone, and I appreciate this opportunity, and that was my presentation.
Great, thank you. Okay, moving on. Jacqueline, are you ready?
Yeah, I just don't have the share button.
Okay, let me see. Let me try again. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so you all saw that there, right?
That was so weird.
Right? So this is what I'm
Yes.
saying.
I
It was-
can share screen as well.
It was
Again.
there and then it was gone. Zoom does not like me today, apparently.
Not today, Jessica.
I got you.
Fun. Thank you. We have
Thank
backups. Yes.
Yeah, just anyone who needs help and like the sharing screen is not there, just let me know beforehand so I can prepare myself.
Okay, so hi, my name is Jacqueline, and I'll be talking about my experience throughout the event planning and production deep dive. This is an overview of what I'd be talking about, so my initial thoughts, what it was like, what I created, and my takeaways. When I was first applying to this apprenticeship, looking at the different deep dives that were offered, event planning and production caught my attention due to the role and how it connected to what I do in my leadership class. Before starting this apprenticeship, I was expecting all the work to be independent, and I didn't know how many people I was going to work with. I also hoped to learn more on all the work and small details that go into planning an event for a large group of people, and I'm glad to say that I've been able to fulfill that. In our group had many roles to handle when planning our in-person event. For example, creating flyers for our virtual and in-person events, brainstorming ideas for a virtual event, brainstorming ideas for icebreakers and different activities and games, finding caterers for the in-person event, outlining the run-of-day schedule, and contacting all other deep dives to get them information of what is required from them, and assigning roles and responsibilities to everyone. These are some flyers I created. So 2 of them are for our virtual and 1 is for the in-person. And then these are the ideas we brainstormed for the virtual event that we had organized in an Excel sheet. And then this is that's our run of day. And then some takeaways that I got from these are in the past 2 months as an apprentice, I learned many things. For example, how to use Microsoft 365, including Teams, Excel, and PowerPoint, because normally I just use Google Slides and all apps. Communication is very important when working in a group because everybody's point should be heard. No matter how prepared you try to be, always expect the unexpected. Don't be afraid to express your opinion because, like I said earlier, it's really important to be heard. And organization is key when planning things. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Okay, Abigail, you ready?
Yeah, let me just. There you go. You guys can see it all right?
Yes.
So, hi, good morning. My name is Abigail Lewis, and I am an apprentice in the event planning and deep dive. Event planning and production deep dive for the Beja Group Sport Wonder program. And for my project, I will be discussing my journey through my time at the Beja Group. So this is just a table of contents, what I will be discussing, like my motivation, contributions, accomplishments, and takeaways. So this is my motivation and interests, and just the reason why I wanted to go into the deep dive and what I wanted to gain from the experience. So for my reasons for joining the event planning and production was due to my personal interests. I've helped my dance teacher run her dance recitals, and where I would help her collect tickets and pass out programs or help the dancers on and off the stage. It was helping her very little, like I was a little cog in the machine, but it made me aware to what goes on into planning these events, especially where she had to herself buy the decorations, hire someone to do the balloon arches or any costumes and stuff like that. And additionally, I've also helped my mom setting up her events, and where I would have to help her fill up paint trays, fill up her water cups, and also help pass out the canvases. These experiences, I was a little part in the big machine running event, and I wanted to see what was going on to get to the final product that I got to help my mom teach her. One of the reasons I wanted to go into the event planning and production deep dive was that I could gain additional perspective into the events that I personally enjoy attending, such as concerts and festivals, as they attract closely knit groups and special bonds, especially when they all come under cause of personal interest, like for concerts. And I really wanted to learn what was going on behind the scenes as well. And additionally, when I go into college next year, I do want to go into architecture, and this deep dive really prepared for a demanding architecture with having to regularly communicate with clients and having to collaborate with clients and contractors as well, and meeting deadlines on short notices. And this will talk about the roles and contributions, as well as my leadership skills and how I handled my responsibilities. So during this apprenticeship, I really wanted to take initiative and help out whenever I could. And I would do that by helping to make flyers or coming up with schedules, or additionally helping out my deep dive leader with certain little responsibilities, especially when we had to talk to different deep dive leads about the in-person event. So for accomplishments, what the program has given me in terms of opportunities and competencies. So usually I'm more reserved and quiet when it comes to expressing my ideas, but throughout the course of the deep dive, I had to constantly put myself out there and also just say my ideas, even though I knew that maybe some would be turned down, but there's always more opportunities ahead, and I would become more confident in my abilities, like through planning different stuff when it came to schedules or budgets and stuff like that. And for team achievements, everyone as a team, especially throughout the deep dive, we all came together when it came to our strengths, especially with my colleagues or friends in the deep dive as well. Like how it says here, how Sada's is great at graphic design, or Jace is really great at articulating her ideas. And we all just came together to really bring together the best that we could do. Throughout this apprenticeship, I became more proficient in programs I never used, like through creating a LinkedIn profile, using Excel, and writing emails to Deep Dive Leaps for the in-person showcase. Right here, I have 2 flyers. One is for the virtual showcase, for the virtual workshop with credit scores, and then one of them is for the in-person showcase. This was one of the budgets that we had to work with when it came to finding out a budget for a breakfast for the in-person showcase. And then this was my personal budget that we had to make. And then for takeaways, what I would carry on throughout the program. As I said, I grew a lot as a person, especially with my communication skills and being more sure of myself. Additionally, my collaboration skills as I ran ideas by with my colleagues, and we all made sure that we came to our own conclusions and everyone was able to collaborate. And then with my college and career aspirations, I do want to carry on a lot of what I learned throughout the deep dive into my further career into architecture. And then my next steps are college applications, following through with my extracurriculars, graduation, and spending what's my final summer with my friends. And thank you for your support. And that's all. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Leo, you ready?
Yeah, let me just share my screen. Wait, can you see it? Like,
Yeah, it's
okay.
there.
Alright. So you guys can still see it, right? Alright. So, this is my name is Leo DeGrassi. I'm from Glendale High School in the Glendale Unified School District. I graduated in last June, and I'm going to go to college in the fall. And I just saw that my school sent out emails about this apprenticeship, and I'm just going to talk about my experience and my journey throughout the event planning and production deep dive. So here's just an overview and of things I'll be talking about. Interest in the apprenticeship, initial thoughts, objectives, challenges and solutions, takeaways, accomplishments, and then I'll have my contact info at the end. Interest in the apprenticeship. So while I was in high school, I had a club called the Culinary Club, where we would basically cater large events to the local community college or for events at my high school. And there was a lot of planning involved, and I feel like it's something that I genuinely enjoyed because I got to work with others and plan stuff that I like genuinely had a passion for. And I really enjoy cooking, so I think it was really a great opportunity that my high school allowed me to have to be able to set up events like that. But the main reason that I wanted to join this apprenticeship is because I wanted to figure out how to do it in a more professional manner and figure out how to do it with the necessary components to make it more professional. I also wanted to be more productive during the summer through my transition from high school to college and gain some new experiences and some skills and hone the skills I already had. Initial thoughts. So I've never done an apprenticeship before, so I didn't really have expectations. And during the first week, I really didn't know what it was about. When I listed on my deep dives on the application, I'm pretty sure event production and planning was my second choice. And my first choice was like business. But I'm really glad that I got put into this deep dive because I think, I don't know, it was just fate, I guess, because it's something I really enjoy doing. And now that I'm actually here, I'm like, I wouldn't want to have been in any other deep dive rather than this one. I really enjoyed how comforting the hosts were during the orientation week and how they were really like non-judgmental about not knowing how to use the programs and stuff like that. Um, when we actually got into the first Zoom meeting for the deep dive, I was like really shocked at how they were giving us so much freedom to really make the most out of this apprenticeship. And it was very hands-on, I would say. I think everything that we accomplished was because we decided that that it would go to that extent and how large of a project we wanted to do. And I think because we really set our minds to it, we really made a big impact on not only ourselves but each other. So here are my objectives. So I had to do emailing where I would email other people and to get info or to get information from them or relay info onto them. Direct contributions. I set up a team group chat so we could have easier contact easier contact within the deep dive. I would have an Excel sheet data for like catering orders. I would attend outside meetings, and then I would always like express my opinions during Zoom meetings or emails, brainstorming. Throughout majority of the Zoom meetings in this deep dive, we would have brainstorming on the events, and we had to like come up with ideas about what we could do during the events or what the events would be about. And yeah, challenges and solutions. Two challenges for me, challenges that I had that I had to overcome were communication. There was a lot of people in the orientation week, so I knew that there was going to be a lot of lag and ghosting. So what I did is I made a group chat so that there would be less lag and ghosting and people could reply faster and we could keep each other on top of tasks and responsibilities that we had so we could all succeed. Office 365, I've never used this software before, so I really struggled at the beginning. Then I started watching YouTube videos on how to use it, so I eventually got better at using Office 365 and I'm now confident in my skills with it. Takeaways: patience, organization, integrity, collaboration, adaptability, and willingness to learn. I got really patient with people. Yeah, I got patient with people ghosting, lagging, organization. I made sure to check my Outlook and Teams every morning to make sure I was on top of stuff. Integrity, I made sure to complete my task as efficiently as I could. Collaboration, I made sure to hear everyone that I was working with and share my thoughts in a respectful manner. Adaptability, if I had to like change something about my schedule on the fly, I would. Willingness to learn, I always had an open mind and yeah. Accomplishments, I successfully planned online and in-person events, created a LinkedIn profile, and networked with several people, gained new skills and improved skills I already had, learned how to use Office 365, and learned how to work in a professional setting. So this is just my my LinkedIn if you want to contact me. And yeah, that's my presentation.
Great, thank you. Sada, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Can everyone see it? Okay. Okay. I'm Sada Binder and I'm in the event planning and production deep dive. So a little bit about me is I'm a student at Davis Senior High School. I'm going into my senior year. I'm very involved in student government. I plan a lot of events with this, and I'm going to be ASB president in the fall, which I'm super excited about. I'm involved in speech debate where I've competed at a statewide level and nationally, and I'm going to be co-president this year, which I'm also very excited about. And I also, for my job, I work at a small local bakery called Davis Bread and Desserts, and I've been working there for a little over 3 years. And there I do a lot of social media and marketing, along with just making pastries and selling them. And then specifically about the event planning and production deep dive, we learn the step-by-step procedures to producing a quality event. We help produce the Credit a Survival Guide workshop, and we help plan the Work Wonder Apprenticeship Showcase.
For the objectives of the deep dive, in my opinion, it's to plan a successful Work Wonder apprenticeship showcase that allows apprentices to properly showcase their learnings and their work with school board members and also other apprentices in their area. And also to plan an effective credit a survival guide workshop that teaches students something new about credit scores. So my personal interest in the event planning and production deep dive is I've planned a lot of events in student government, and I thought it'd be interesting to see what a more professional job and how these skills can be applied to the workplace, because I feel like I know how to plan an event, but I don't know what that looks like in a professional setting. And then I also aspire to work in the marketing field. And as a lot of you guys know, I took on a lot of like the graphic design stuff in our deep dive. So that was very fun. And then for the industry relevance and societal impact, I thought for a bit, and I feel like our world and its social habits are still like recovering from COVID-19 and being inside all the time. So in-person events are more important than ever, and especially those like icebreaker and like getting to know you type of activities are super important for the events we're planning, and as we get to plan more in-person events. For my specific role and contributions, I helped design the bingo cards for an icebreaker activity. It's the one in the middle. And then I also designed a flyer for the credit score workshop. It's top right. And then I collaborated with the Davis team to prepare for our Work Wonder showcase. And then also I collaborated with the group that was assigned to the same deep dive for getting more information and relaying the information about their showcase to them. I helped brainstorm catering options and other icebreaker activities. I edited deep dive emails, and also I designed a flyer for the Work Wonder Apprenticeship Showcase for Davis. It's just a draft. It's the left one. As you can see, I like graphic design. So some accomplishments are I helped create engaging flyers for events. I received the necessary information from my assigned deep dive thanks to help of my group regarding the showcase. Davis is on track and has all the information needed for a successful showcase. We created fun and engaging icebreaker activities, and the workshop is this week, so we're super excited. And then I just wanted to highlight one of the competencies developed that I'm most proud of. It's the LinkedIn. I got to put my photo, put my job experiences, and then I made a post, which was a bit fun. And then my key takeaways, for my personal growth, I've always struggled with timeliness. So this tested me a lot, and especially from all of the Monday meetings when we were taught, early is on time, and communication, because we are online and we are in a group setting, so communication is super important. And going the extra mile, because this apprenticeship is basically what you make of it and how much effort you put in, and that's what you'll get out. Like attending the hangout with the CEO, I remember doing that. That was fun. And then offering to do stuff like making the flyer and stuff like that. For college and career aspirations, I'm not really sure where I want to go. I would like to go to a four-year university, specifically, hopefully near the beach, but we'll see. And I want to go eventually for my career into marketing. And then next steps, I'm definitely going to use the new skills I learned in student government this year and planning events, and also just adding this to my experiences for applying to college. And that's my presentation. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Okay, Devin, you ready?
Yes. Okay. Let me share my screen. Can everybody see it?
Yes.
Okay. Oops. Okay. So, hi, my name is Devin, and this is my presentation on my experience and event planning and production. So first, my motivation and objectives. So my goals initially going into this apprenticeship was to get familiar with what it's like to be in a work culture and what it's like to, I have no experience with that. So that's something I wanted to always develop. I wanted to contribute ideas and participate in different discussions and like really focus on professional communication. I wanted to learn how to plan an event and just learning something new and what goes into it because I have no experience with that and something that, I like learning new things and it's something I've always wanted to do. I also wanted to learn organizational skills to help me later in life, whether it be in college or career, whatever that is, I wanted to learn it. Um, and the objectives for the deep dive were to develop events for Beta Group and also teach us planning and organizational skills. So my contributions, I worked on creating schedules, organizing information for different showcase locations in Downey and Davis, because as being someone in Davis, that's something I also had to focus on. I researched catering options in Davis. I designed advertisements for both the virtual and event and the showcase, the virtual event, which is happening this week, and the showcase, the in-person showcases. And I also worked on communicating out information to other apprentices about the showcase. The images above are just some things I worked on specifically for Davis, which was the catering and some needed supplies. So for some competencies that I completed during the deep dive, so for high quality and error-free products, we had to create advertising flyers and schedules, which of course had to be error-free to ensure a smooth event. Some participation I did some assignments outside of meeting times on the fly. Sometimes, you had to do something randomly on a Tuesday morning that you didn't know you had to do. So, having to, participate with those things, not just in meetings, but also outside of meetings. Collaboration, we had to participate in large scale discussions with different coworkers. Sometimes we had to go back and forth and figure out what would work and what wouldn't. Some people had different ideas. Financial literacy, inside the deep dive, we had to cater and create material budgets. So, not going over budget, but also, maximizing how much you spend. And then for professional communication, sending out emails to coworkers and deep dive leads, as well as just, being a good teammate and making sure that, you're using the correct language and you're not, being disrespectful to your coworkers. So my takeaways, how to work with others in a work environment, which is something I wanted to do. Have healthy work discussions, so not being rude or, learning the balance between what you want to get and how to communicate properly. Time management, which is something I've always struggled with, but it's something this deep dive has especially helped me with. How to use different tools like Microsoft Office. I've never ever done that before. I'm a Google Slides person and a Google person all the way. I've always used that, so this is new to me, and it's something I learned. And then learning exactly what goes into planning an event. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you. Palak, are you ready?
Hi, yes. Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi guys. My name is Palak and I'm an upcoming senior at Downey High School. And I'm gonna talk about my journey being part of event production and planning deep dive. So why did I choose this deep dive? I chose this deep dive as I wanted to learn more background knowledge and behind the scenes to events. Many times we go to spectacular events, but we should appreciate the people who are hosting and planning these events because the work it's really a lot. And as someone who has organized around 3 events, I wanted to learn more in depth. My experience and responsibility. I believe my role in this deep dive was to hold multiple responsibilities when coming to planning the in-person event, such as coming with possible games to keep people entertained at the event or creating a schedule. In addition, I do believe that communication is the key because without proper communication, it is hard to plan and run the event as intended. My compliment. Writing a professional email that is written almost every day by people in the workforce. Create or design possible flyers for upcoming events. Research games and icebreaker activities to keep everyone entertained. And then like other things I did was create a budget in LinkedIn. And these are just examples of flyers and the bingo part I did. Takeaways. As said before, biggest and most important takeaway for me was communication. And then importance of networking and getting out of your comfort zone. Using apps such as Microsoft Teams, Excel, PowerPoint, Words, and Outlook. Because growing up, I have never used these apps before. I have always used Google, like especially in school. So this was a big change. And then gaining real workforce experience, such as, or like as an introduction. And then just using these skills to organize events in my leadership class for future. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Tiffany, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
And Juan, are you ready with Tiffany's slides?
Yes. Oh shit. I do not wait. Yeah, let me start sharing screen.
Hi everyone, my name is Tiffany Williams and I'm a part of the event planning and production deep dive. And I'm going to be discussing about my time in this event. Next slide. Okay. So I chose this deep dive to expand my knowledge when it comes to putting together an event and what to do when your plans don't go as they're supposed to. Over these past couple of weeks, I was able to set goals for myself, such as coming out of my shell and learning how to communicate with my peers in a professional manner. Some of my personal interests are that I am a student in Downey High School and I'm involved in multiple after-school activities, such as mainstream track. I'm also involved in Black Student Union and Latino Learning as Vice President or President this school year. Outside of school, I do dance and I also love to bake, cook, and listen to music. Next slide. So my role within these deep dives was to contact Virginia, who was a part of the product service and development deep dive. Me and my partners, we had to send out emails and give them information based off what we know for the event coming up. And we went into their group and we pretty much just gave them all the information we needed to find out if they had any dietary restrictions. She ended up getting back to us and we were able to add them onto the guest list as of people who want to do this and who wouldn't be able to attend. Next slide. My key accomplishments for me personally were definitely making the portals budget. I do feel like I definitely made a budget for more people than expected, but I feel like it's better to have more feet than less feet for that. If anything, people could just take feet. I also came up with fillers for the bingo game that are related to Baja Group, and then also for things that people would enjoy, such as the Super Bowl, like who signed up the Super Bowl, who won the Super Bowl, and just questions like that so that people could reach out to one another and not be so bored and just communicate with one another. I'm sorry. Right here, these are the competencies I developed, which is my LinkedIn profile and the email that I sent to Regina, as well as the questions, some of the questions that I had asked. Overall, this experience was very good for me. I really feel like our team was able to connect a lot, and due to the group chat that we had, we were all able to reach out to one another, ask questions if we had any, and it just made it feel like a really good team. And my plans for college is to apply to Spelman or Howard, which are HBCUs, because they're definitely my roots, due to the fact that I took honors and AP classes and I still plan on doing some. But I also have a couple of state options and backups, such as UCR and UCI.
with push comes to shove. After high school, I want to work at my local Foot Locker and Target part-time over the summer so that I can save up as much money as I can. And once in college, I want to work towards getting my certificate to become a travel nurse or manual dispatcher. Thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany. All right, Lola, you're up.
Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, my name is Lola Bai, and this is like my presentation on the event planning and production deep dive. Okay, so some of my personal interests to event planning. So I plan a lot of school events. Next year I'll be my school's ASB student activities director. So I'll be planning like a lot of events, and so I was really interested in joining this apprenticeship to like learn about that. And I'm really interested in event production. I have family that's been a part of event production, and so I've always gotten to hear stories about it. So I've like been really interested in it. And also just being a lifelong learner, always wanting to like learn more about stuff that I already have knowledge about. So kind of an overview, like everyone said, event production planning deep dive is what we were all a part of. And I worked with a team to create events for the Work Wonder group. And I communicated with my peers in group chats, such as like the Teams one, and then participated in meetings to deep dive into topics. Some of my roles and responsibilities were collaborating on tasks. Most of the time we were all collaborating and talking to each other. I don't think there was one moment where there wasn't someone that was talking with each other for like any job that we were doing. And then also just like communicating with everyone, always sending emails, communicating with deep dive leads about the in-person showcases, also leading assignments, making sure that like if like, for example, I did like the bingo card, sending it out to people and making sure things were accessible. So some of my competencies that I could developed was financial literacy. I learned a lot because a lot of us were really interested in learning about credit. And so from that, I got to learn about how to make financially responsible choices. And we also were able to make a budget with Bea Group. I also learned professional communication. We sent a lot of emails to deep dive leads, also social media posts and LinkedIn. Some of my key achievements were communication. I think I was very proud of everyone that was able to communicate on Teams. It made me really happy to see that we were all able to like be collaborative and help each other out. And then also accountability, being able to submit things on time, being able to turn things in when it was needed. Some of my highlights were participating in breakout rooms with my peers. Some instances it would be that no one would want to participate, but other times it would be like everyone was like happy to talk to each other. So like that was one of my like favorite moments was getting to talk to each other and be able to like bond with other people. And then getting to work with people across from California. I live in Northern California, and getting to work with people who are in Southern California was really cool because like I'm used to like my little bubble up here and I was able to see other people. And then also completing my training for social justice and leadership, and then becoming proficient in Microsoft 360. Here are a couple of my artifacts. I worked on a schedule for the Bea in-person showcase, so I was really proud of that. And then also my flyer for the Downey showcase. And then relevance to industry and societal impact. It brings education to young learners. If I had not been a part of this apprenticeship, I wouldn't have been able to learn a lot about like budgeting, like learning about leadership. There's a lot of things that I feel like are really essential to developing young learners. So I think that was really helpful. And then also the behind the scenes. A lot of people said that they got to learn what was actually happening behind an event. And I thought that that is really impactful. And then also informing others, being able to communicate with each other and tell each other all this information that we've all learned. And then my key takeaway was that Work Wonder apprenticeship gives students a thoughtful learning experience and a critical knowledge of the working world. So yeah, thank you.
Great, thank you. And next is Amaya. Is Amaya here? No, doesn't look like it. Okay. Jimena.
Hi, yeah, I'm ready to present, but I think someone had I couldn't
Juan,
share the screen. Yeah.
yeah, Juan, you have her slides ready to go? There we go.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, hi everyone. My name is Jimena Guerrero, and I'm a part of the event planning and production deep dive, and this is what I was able to work on these past couple weeks. So, for motivation and interest, the main goal of this apprenticeship was to expand my knowledge in event planning in the event planning industry. And prior to this, I had absolutely no experience planning an event, and I had no idea how time consuming and how much of a process there was for an event to be planned. And our biggest motivation was the success of an event. For example, our workshop or our in-person event. And we were faced with some challenges, such as curveballs thrown towards us, and but we were able to all fix them in a timely manner, and we were really, as a team, we were really capable of fixing these mistakes or anything thrown at us. And communication was one of the biggest parts of this apprenticeship with our group because we all had to communicate our ideas and our opinions. And I did feel very welcomed to express my opinions and my thoughts and everything I wanted to do. And some of the biggest aspects were budgeting, communication, networking, and patience, which were also skills that I was able to expand and work on during this apprenticeship. Yeah, thank you. For my role and contribution, every one of us had a unique role within the group, and everyone had a unique contribution. No matter how big or small, it was very important for all of us, and understanding the roles and the impact of our work allows us to see the bigger picture. With each and one of us leading our project, supporting each other, or creating new ideas behind the scenes, every role mattered. And collaboration and communication were key aspects and skills that allowed us to achieve success these past weeks with our events. And my team grew very close. We were all very comfortable with each other before, during, and after our meetings, and leadership and collaboration was also very important as well. Thank you. So for my accomplishments, my key achievements were to expand many skills that I had, and I learned how important it is to analyze everything from every perspective possible. These achievements were the highlight of my work and of everyone else's as well. The dedication everyone had and the victories, big or small, were very important as well. My competencies developed were the high quality products, my LinkedIn profile, which helped me out a lot because I will be able to use it during and after this apprenticeship. And I would have never known much about LinkedIn if it weren't for this. And it also helped us expand professional communication, such as emails or quick messages of anything that had to do with this. My key takeaways were being able to stay motivated and understanding each other's roles and contributions. Everyone celebrated everyone's achievements, and we all embraced our lessons from experiences as a fulfilling and successful couple of weeks. I also learned to confidently use Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, Teams, and Word. And I was able to understand how important it is to be adaptable to certain environments and circumstances as well. And for the future, I really believe that these new resources and networking devices will be sure to help me outside of this apprenticeship. And that is all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jimena. All right, Celeste, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I made like a pre-recording. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Celeste Vergara, and today I'm going to be talking about my event prediction and planning presentation. Introduction. About me. I am a student at Downey High School. I have been in the AVID program for 4 years, and I'm currently on the track and field team. Event prediction and planning allowed us to learn how to work and communicate together as a team. I also helped with collaborating to produce the BIHAG Group Showcase and accrediting a survival guide workshop. I found this internship through my older brother, Matthew, when he was accepted in this internship a couple years ago. Him always telling me about the fun opportunities he gained really allowed him to grow, and so me having the same opportunity made me want to join BIHAG Group as well. What is event production and planning? Event production and planning is the process of executing and managing all aspects of an event from start to finish. This includes everything from choosing the right venue, booking vendors, and to manage logistics on the event day. Basically, turning your ideas and planning to reality. Motivation and interest. The online objective of event prediction planning is setting goals to define the event aims to achieve, like raising funds, a celebration, or to educate the audience. Budgeting and logistics also allows event production and planning to handle the budget and organize everything that is required for the event. Promotion. Promotion is used to marketing to attract a certain audience, and the most important thing is also a smooth execution to also ensure that the event runs smoothly and the attendees enjoy an experience no matter what comes to the event production and planning team. Personal interest. My personal interest for wanting to join this deep dive was wanting to learn and gain better communication skills, organization skills, and overall learn how much effort is planned for an event to be produced. Role and contributions. My role. We were assigned to create graphics for the upcoming events we have been planning on. And the key responsibilities needed in this deep dive were to have good communication skills when sharing our ideas with the team and our deep dive leads. Here to our graphics are social media flyers for the upcoming showcase event on July 31st. We also made flyers for our crediting a survival guide also as well. Accomplishments. My colleagues and I worked on Microsoft Excel, where we collaborated as a team to create finalized budgets, activities for our events, and ideas to contribute towards the showcase that is on July 31st. This, using Microsoft Excel, really allowed us to gain organization skills and use a new software as well. Takeaway. For my personal growth, from working with the Deep Dive and my colleagues and with BIHAG Group in general, I have gained experiences when sharing my ideas in a professional workspace. I feel like I have grown more than I ever did before when it comes to executing work efforts, teaching me how to do things the right way. College. For my future, my goal is to attend UCI, also known as UC Irvine, to join an ultrasound technician program that is offered in order to get my degree in that field. Thank you so much for listening.
Okay, thank you. Juan Pablo, you ready?
Yeah. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay, my name is Juan Pablo Gonzalez. I'm part of the event planning and production deep dive, and this is the project I did. So my motivation and interest, the main objective for what I came up with for the event was how to make the events we were planning more based on networking and just establishing meaningful connections, since I feel like after COVID, it's been a lot harder for people to learn how to socialize with other people. And in general, if to make it into like a certain business or a different industry, it's very important to have different connections to work with other people. For my personal interests, I'm big on the idea of music production. I love music in general, so I kind of wanted to explore different paths. And you can also plan events for things like concerts and festivals. So that's the main reason why I was interested in this event. And the societal impact with events, you can just in general create meaningful connections and help people in the future. For my role and contribution, I was organizing communication, so I had to write emails to a different deep dive lead to go into their deep dive and talk to them to see different things, such as and talk about the showcases and times for the events. For food options, we had to what's it called, create a budget for like a Porto's menu within a certain threshold of money and find different dietary restrictions. And the image here just shows the showcase run of day, or how we just planned it. And then the key responsibilities, as I said, we had to make sure the dietary restrictions and were met, and just structuring it within a certain time, since it got, I believe, a little bit, or the time got increased a bit, so it was a little bit easier for us to work. Accomplishments, my key achievements was just successfully, or hopefully successfully, in creating the event we planned. We ensured that all the dietary restrictions from what we know were met, and just try to plan as an engaging event as possible, and just developed a clear schedule for the run of day. The impact, hopefully we improved engagement and created good connections for people. And the competencies developed, I was more proficient with Microsoft Office from a person who mostly uses Google. It hopefully made me a lot more fluent, and then just learning how to plan more events more fluently, and just be better at scheduling, and just being better at time management, and just learning how to write emails in general. The more competencies developed I did was just being more financially literate. I learned how to manage and just get better with it, with being more resourceful, proficiencies in Microsoft Office. So I learned how to use Excel and budget with using for budgets, or to plan the event for on Word. Just had to do a rough draft on the email, and then just PowerPoint creating presentations such as this one. Communication skills, I got to learn how to communicate and talk to others with the group chat we created. And then for professional development, I created a LinkedIn and just improve my resume, and just enhancing my online profile and presence. For takeaways, my personal growth, I gained experience in event planning and productions, enhanced my communication skills and leadership skills. For college aspirations, I just want to work in the music industry, as I said before, considering colleges such as Fullerton College or Berklee College of Music to further my growth in music. In the next steps, I will continue doing different roles, apply skills and experience for the future events I possibly want to plan, and update my LinkedIn and resume in hopes to find a job in the industry and network with other people to make what I want come true. And that's it.
Great, thank you. Victoria.
All right, let me get my screen. Can everyone see it?
Yes.
All right. Hi, I'm Victoria. I'm a rising senior at Davis Senior High School, and I'm a work wonder apprentice in the event production and planning deep dive. I chose this deep dive because I feel like event production and planning is in like kind of in many aspects of our daily lives, like weddings, school dances, birthdays, So it'd be really interesting to know what goes behind that. Another reason is because I will be a president at my club next year, so it'll be really good because I want to plan events for that next year. So what we did here at planning and production was we made a credit survival guide, which is a virtual event to teach work wonder apprentices and previous work wonder apprentices about credit. We also are planning the 2024 Work Wonder Showcase, which is an in-person event for work wonder apprentices to present to one another and as well as network. Some contributions I did was I helped brainstorm and discuss ideas before the events, which also including research such as with the credit event. We had to ask friends or family like what they would want to learn at a virtual workshop. As well as since I don't live in since I'm from Davis, I don't live in Downey. Like when we were looking into catering options, I don't really know what's there, so I had to do research. Like, oh, what's at Downey? And then, as you can see on the right, I helped design both flyers for Davis and Downey for what that could look like. We're making flyers for the Work Wonder Showcase in 2024. And then I think overall, a key part in my contributions was just collaborating with my colleagues because we all had ideas and it was like, oh, we're gonna do networking at these events. Okay, what should the apprentices ask one another? So we all like come up with that together. And then some of the accomplishments I had was I learned how to create a budget in Excel, especially like more like a budget model because you can change the numbers for that. Financial literacy, which kind of includes like budgeting. I had no idea before what a credit union was, so it's really good to know what that is now, as well as learning credit, some of the basics about credit. I also learned how to develop a proficiency in Microsoft because before, for school especially, I've always used Google, and then I learned how to use LinkedIn and created my LinkedIn profile. And then I learned how to communicate more professionally, like making sure all of it is error-free, such as no spelling mistakes or grammar mistakes, making sure it's concise as you want to be aware of who you're talking to's time, and being just generally aware of who you're talking to. And a key part was collaboration because, as I previously mentioned, we all have ideas, and we also had to email different Work Wonder deep dive leads so they can get the information to their apprentices, and as well we were communicating with Beha Group as to what they might need from us, as well as giving them the information that we might need from them. In conclusion, I found my experience here to be really fulfilling as I did learn a lot, especially because I had no idea what goes into event planning and production. And then my key takeaway is like importance of collaborating because I realized that everyone has their own skills. Like some of us know more like how to use Canva, or some of us are really creative at like knowing what like how we should budget, or so I think it was really cool to like learn that. Also the importance of networking, like I was aware of that networking is a thing and it's important, but like during this process, like as I previously mentioned about catering, like some of us knew someone who knows someone who does catering, so it's like networking could really help get you what you need faster in that way. And yeah, overall that is my presentation.
All right. Thank you. Ariana. Do we not have Ariana here today?
I'm here. I'm just trying to get the screen share. So
What did you say? Ariana?
I'm trying to get the screen share. Oh wait, I got it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so hi, I'm Ariana. I'm part of the event planning and production, and I'm a incoming senior at Downey High School. And wait, I was interested in deep dive because I wanted to expand my planning skills. I'm a part of Lane Crew, and I was in the commissioners class, so we would do events for like freshmen in like the school. And I've always been interested in like how big scale events came to be and like how everything comes together, and also how I was also interested in planning like event for like apprentices like in the like description for the job. So I was really interested in that, and also getting tips for my future so I can like have those tips wherever I go. Contributions and roles. I had to communicate through emails and also respond because there was important information in emails, and also like ask questions whenever I needed to communicate. Also I had to come up with creative ideas for virtual events. And to collaborate with like posters and also like attend meetings and work on projects because like meetings like everything is on there like the information, so yeah. um so the virtual event is happening on July 24th, so that's one of the accomplishments that we did, and also finalizing the in-person event at on July 31st at Warren High School. I learned how to navigate teams for any information because if you need like help, then you can reach out to one of your teammates. So I attended every meeting because the information was out there, and also reflected on myself because um it's important to improve like over time and like improve yourself. So yeah. Communication challenges I endured was communication can be very difficult. Sometimes you guys wouldn't respond, but that's okay because we're gonna run into issues and it's okay to get over those. Also getting out of our comfort zone. I'm not the best at speaking up, so but I need to work on that because obviously I'm gonna need to use my skills, but I'm working on it. So yeah. Takeaways from my deep dives. Communication is key. I like strengthened my communication skills through emails and like also like using my words. Ideas are ideas no matter what, because sometimes like we can just throw around ideas and so we can build off from there. Organization is key. Here's like the Excel sheet that we use, and every every detail is on there because details are also important. And also learn like a new software because um learning like a new uh software is like new for me because I also use Google like at school, so it was also helpful. I can use that in the future too. So thank you, and that's all.
Thank you, Ariana. Okay, Marcos, are you ready? You're muted.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Sorry, trying to share the tab. Oh, right there.
Great.
It mutes when I present, when I share. I don't know what's, sorry.
Okay, do you want you want to try it again and just when you unmute yourself, does it stop sharing your screen? Can you unmute yourself now?
Yeah, when I unmute, it stops sharing the screen. Do I want me to send my, what's it called? My
Okay, well,
slide
do you want to
to,
just read it to us?
yeah, I have it on my phone. I have
Is
it
it
on my
just
phone.
that
I
one
can just,
slide?
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, why don't you just read it to us?
Okay, really quick, my name is Marcos. I go to Downey. I'm going to be a senior this year. My experience with Beja is it has brought a new level of responsibility. As interns, we are expected to uphold the standards of Beja intern. Beja promotes responsibility, essential job skills, and critical networking abilities. Throughout the internship, Beja has taught me skills that I will use for my future career. For example, we are provided with many resources to explore, such as Microsoft Excel, LinkedIn profiles, and budgeting techniques. We are also taught step by step how to properly work in a professional environment. Throughout Beja, I have worked with deep dive in event planning and production, creating our work wonder meeting for our deep dives interns. I have learned new skills such as budgeting, how to properly manage a budget, for example. And one of my assignments, I had to manage a budget of $1,000 and make a Porto's catering order for many people. And it was kind of challenging because I didn't know whether the allergies and the drinks and how many people were going to be there at first. But then we had a meeting and we all talked, and then afterwards we all pitched in our ideas and we came up with like an order. And then I am now able to communicate with my coworkers and deep dive leads with Beha and my deep dive leader, Jessica. She has been very helpful in understanding and she reaches out a lot and she takes probably like less than an hour to reply to emails and she's very amazing at communicating. And this has been like a very great opportunity for me. It has showed me a lot of skills and responsibilities, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity. And that's all I have for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcos. Okay, Dia, are you ready?
Yeah, let me just share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, my name is Dia Bhakta. I'm a junior going into my senior year at Warren High School, and this is my presentation. Sorry, it won't let me move my screen. Oh, okay. Sorry, it won't let me change my screen. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, it's all good. That's exactly what happened to me.
Could I put my presentation in the chat and can someone screen share it for me? If let me get the link. Sorry about that. My computer is glitching out right now. If someone could go before me and then I could go after them, could we do that?
Yeah, Dia, hold on 1 second. Let me see, because I have yours pulled up. Let me just see if mine will share again, because I have it ready to go. So let's just try if this will work now. Nope, will not work. Oh. Okay, got it. Can you see, Dia?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
My name is, sorry, I'll start over. My name is Dia Bakta. I'm a junior going into my senior year at Warren High School. And this is my presentation. Why I wanted to join this deep dive to gain greater experience in collaborating with other colleagues and to broaden my social skills in the workplace. In general, my social skills aren't that good, so it was nice and it was very helpful to learn and apply these social skills in an authentic workplace environment. Also, as a member of my student government at my school, I'm responsible for planning and hosting events. So I wanted to gain more experience in this like field so I can have something useful to apply to future events. I also wanted to do this apprenticeship because I wanted to be in an interactive role where I could share my opinions. None of the other deep dives particularly aligned with my interests, partly because they were math and science based, and I kind of didn't want to do that over the summer. An event production and planning, it requires critical thinking, collaboration skills, and a lot of research, which I liked. I also wanted to see my ideas and my fellow colleagues' ideas be applied and to the final showcase, and I'm excited for that. This is what I did. We developed a detailed schedule for the day. We assigned exact times and lineup. We assigned the exact times and lineups. We all collaborated and figured it all out together. We sorry. We contacted and maintained communication with other deep dive leads to collaborate and share with about upcoming events so everybody was informed. We brainstormed creative ways to keep the event engaged and moving smoothly. We also collaborated on an Excel spreadsheet to just plan the event. We also planned a virtual event for all apprentices about credit score, which is soon. What I learned is I learned how to use new applications like Excel and Teams, which I think for a lot of us, we particularly only use Google. So it was nice to learn a new application that will be helpful in the future. I also learned that effective teamwork relies on communication. If we didn't have the deep dive group chat that we had, I think I would have been really lost this whole time. And also keeping all the information organized in one place is crucial. What we planned is we planned it all out on an Excel spreadsheet. And it was just really nice to have it all in one place and not having to open up different documents and not being able to remember which document aligned with which thing we had to do. I also learned that event planning involves a lot of communication, talking to not only your team, your deep dive lead, but other people that are helping out with your event. I also learned that flexibility is important and not every idea is going to go as you planned, and there's no single way to approach like planning an event. Everything is kind of up in the air and you just have to roll with whatever you get. I also learned how to collaborate and share ideas with other people, and honestly, if we didn't collaborate, we would not have the event that we have now. So it was really nice to share with other people and get everybody's creative input in it. I also learned that regular updates and check-ins with your team members and deep dives are essential. I think I checked my email during these 7 weeks more than I've ever checked my email. So yeah. My key takeaways during this apprenticeship is one is collaboration and teamwork. Working with others helped us come up with creative ideas, find solutions, gather information. It was just nice to apply this because I know it's going to be very useful in many areas of my workplace in the future and also just life in general. Another thing I learned is communication. Good communication is really important at work. We spent a lot of time reaching out, researching, and discussing things with our deep dive lead, especially when new information came up and changes were made. It was really important to just communicate with everyone and make sure that everyone was on
the same page and everyone knew what was happening. I also learned that time management is really important. I'm a really big procrastinator, and not procrastinating was really essential because we had to rely on each other's work and just each other in general. So it was really important to finish these tasks on time and to keep things running smoothly. Finally, I just wanted to say thank you. My experience with the event planning and production deep dive was really beneficial. It helped me with my communication skills. It helped me with a lot of things. It provided me with valuable insight into what actually goes into event planning. I think going into this deep dive, I could plan an event, but I could never execute an event. So now I think I could. I'm now prepared for future workplace challenges because of the BEA, the Monday meetings. I've learned different skills that's going to be very useful in the future. And I'm just grateful for the opportunity to have developed these skills in this area and to have learned from a more team-oriented environment. So thank you to everybody. And that was my presentation.
Great, thank you, Dia. Okay, is Jacqueline Chavez here? I don't believe so. Which means Giselle, you are next, and Juan should be ready to share your slides.
Hi, I'm Giselle Verado, and I'm an upcoming senior at Downey High School. And these are my slideshows for the event planning and production. This is my overview and some of the topics I'll be talking about today. My first initial thoughts when I chose this deep dive was because I wanted to learn more about communication and how to improve my skills when working in a bigger group. And this was the only one that really caught my attention out of the other ones. Since this was my first job, I wanted something where we all got to share ideas. And I think that was really like played out during this deep dive. Like we all got to share what we thought and like our own like ideas. This would also teach me the behind the scenes of putting on an event together because it's not something we do on an everyday basis. And I think it like shows how much effort and work gets put into an event like this. It was also like being able to put 100%, and these are some of the reasons why I chose this deep dive. Some of my goals I wanted to take away from this deep dive were learning how to communicate in a big group, how to handle conflicts in the workplace. Some things, like didn't work out, so we'd have to find solutions for them rapidly. How to manage my time wisely. Also procrastinate. So like coming into this work, I wasn't able to do that, and I think that really gave me like an idea like on how to like not do it. The responsibilities of planning an event and how to make connections that can help plan your event. Some of the challenges was using Microsoft 360. I've only used Google and like only Google. So when coming into this apprenticeship and having to use Microsoft, it was really difficult, but it was really easy to manage after like a while. Also working online was another challenge, like having difficulties with like internet, or like I was also doing summer school, so having to manage going to school with working online. Some of my takeaways were communication skills, writing emails, like writing back in our like group chat, patience, making connections just with people in like this apprenticeship and with other deep dive leads, not procrastinating and collaborating with others. And that was it. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Madison, are you ready?
Yes. Here, let me share my screen. Awesome. All right. So, oh, wait. This thing's in the way. My bad. Hello, my name is Madison Denman, and this is my presentation on my experience in event planning and production. So first I'd like to start off with why I chose event production. At my school, I plan a lot of rallies and dances, and I thought this internship not only would help me learn more about what I could do for my school, but also learn a bit about what it's like to do event planning and production outside of a school environment. So the first thing we worked on was the virtual event. At the beginning, Jessica told us that we could pick anything we wanted to. And so I had this idea of maybe leaning towards a more life skill oriented event. So that would be something like taxes, car maintenance, or credit. So after we all came up with some ideas and voted, we ended up on choosing credit. And luckily, Jessica found somebody who is a specialist in credit, and we got to get this guy named Freddie Hune. Sorry if I pronounced the last name wrong. And then after we got the date and the guy, we started finalizing. Some people made posters, and it's this Wednesday. The next thing we got to plan was the in-person showcase. So the first thing we did was figure out how much time each deep dive would get and just like the general schedule making. After some math, we figured out that each deep dive would get 15 minutes with like a 5-minute overlay / Q&A session. So then Jessica mentioned that last year there was a problem with people going under time and they had to come up with a game last minute. And so we took that information and decided to make games beforehand so we were ready for anything. So I also had this thought that in the beginning during check-in, there's going to be people who check in at the start of the hour. And what are they going to be doing? So I had this idea of doing kind of a get to know you bingo, which is pictured on the slides. And the questions are not like, do you have this number? It's go find somebody from this internship or connect with somebody on LinkedIn or find June Beha. You know, they're more like fun, get to know you, do things during this check-in hour thing, like questions. Then for the extra time, we all made trivia questions and I put them in a Kahoot because we decided that Kahoot would be the best option. Now, after we had all this information, we had to go relay it on to the other deep dives. So this is where I kind of came into a little issue where the deep dive that me and my team was going to visit, the deep dive lead sadly left after a few minutes into the meeting. And so we ended up sending an email. And then when we didn't quite get a clear answer during the email, Jessica took over because we had done everything that we could on our end. So yeah, but then while that whole confusing deep dive fiasco was going on, we were finding what food we wanted to have. So we all got assigned to find 3 different food places that cater for the location. I found Papa John's, Red Robin's, and Shakey's Pizza, but after voting, we decided on going with Tacos Galivan, which was the best option because they also had drinks, which a lot of them did not. So that's basically the overview. We're currently working on finalizing everything and making sure you get the best in-person showcase ever. Now, during these meeting and event planning, I gained a lot of competencies, but the ones I'd say I grew the most in were financial literacy and LinkedIn. I had never planned out a budget for my dream job and my dream lifestyle and whether they could support each other. And so for me, it was a really nice thing to be able to say, okay, maybe I don't get to have a Lamborghini if I'm working as a teacher. So I kind of tweaked out and figured out what I want to do with my life versus what I want to work. Then I had never heard of LinkedIn before this internship. And honestly, it was amazing to get LinkedIn because I always get emails about like event planning things. And I always like, oh, what's that? Like, because I am interested in possibly doing event planning when I'm older. Now, you may be asking, where from here? Well, I have learned a lot from this internship, and part of what I've learned is what I really want to be when I'm older. I know I want to do something involving event planning, but as like my basis for now, I think I want to go into some sort of teaching, probably high school, hopefully like leadership, because I feel like you get to do that event planning, that fun. And I just want to thank Beha for helping me narrow down my career option and also for teaching me that being early is on time. Thank you for listening.
Awesome. Thanks, Madison. I appreciate that. Glad to hear what you got out of it. Giselle, are you ready?
Hi, yes, let me share my screen. Is it going?
Yep, it's there.
Okay, I'm trying to see how to, okay, wait. Okay, hi, my name is Giselle Rodriguez, and I was part of the event or I am part of the event production and planning this summer.
Hey Giselle, maybe give it a second because it hasn't came through yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this screen is just all
Or
dark.
try like moving like the bottom, like during the present spots.
Wait. Hold on. Did it go?
Try to refresh it and see if that does something.
Okay, wait. Wait, sorry, hold on. Can you guys see it now?
There's just a white screen, so maybe try getting to the next slide. We'll see if it comes up.
No.
Hmm.
Okay, hold on. Let me share screen.
There you go.
Okay.
It's there.
So yeah, okay, so my name is Giselle Rodriguez, and I was part of the event planning and production team. About me, I'm going into my senior year at Downey High School. I really love to play sports. I do softball, and now I'm getting into flag football. And I plan on starting my career this fall early, going into ultrasound and sonography in college. What is Bea Group? Bea Group is basically, my event and production planning is basically to plan successful events as in-person and virtual events. Relevant, I think it's very important to have a good communicative group. Social impacts that this had on me and other people, socializing with others, bringing other people together and creating new bonds with other people. My roles and contributions. I helped create a schedule for in-person celebration. I also helped design the flyer for a virtual credit score event. Put together email for other deep dive leads. Designed a flyer for the in-person celebration also, and help made a bingo game card and other other icebreakers. Some key points that occurred during this process was working together and participating with others. Accomplishments, my personal goals were to meet new people, get out of comfort zone, and always find a way with the busy schedule. An impact that it had on me was I learned the importance of teamwork, communication, organization skills, competencies developed, error-free work, updated resume and LinkedIn, collaboration and teamwork, professional communication, presenting skills, financial literacy, such as budgeting, and high quality work. My important takeaways were the importance of planning and the process of what it takes to plan a successful event. And for the future, I plan on using my organizational and communication skills in the future and to help others and contribute to a team and meet new people. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Yurik, you ready?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. So let me share my screen. So I hope you can see it, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so this is my presentation, 2024 Apprenticeship, Event Production and Planning. So my name is Yurik Pogosyan. I graduated from Glendale High School 2 months ago. Yeah, approximately. Yeah, let's start. So why I chose this apprenticeship? So first of all, motivation and interest. I have always been motivated to learn how to use a computer effectively beyond just playing games, you know. And my objective is to master Microsoft tools and other essential software to enhance my skills. Goal. My goal is to gain a deep understanding of the field that I plan to pursue in college, and this apprenticeship is a crucial step toward achieving that objective. Uh, Last but not least, relevance to industry and societal impact. Computer skills and understanding technological tools is essential in today's industry. It also has a significant societal impact as technology drives innovation and efficiency in various sectors. By participating in this apprenticeship, I aim to contribute to this dynamic field and make a positive impact. So role and contribution, event production and planning, and in event production and planning deep dive, in our team, I took initiative to write letters to the business deep dive lead to go to his meeting and provide to his team information about the event we're organizing. Additionally, I contributed my brainstorming interactive games, assisting in planning the event's menu and coordinating a virtual event for all attendees. And of course, achievements. I learned to work in team, wake up early in the morning. It was hard, but I did my best, and to work with Microsoft products. I also learned how to create a budget in Excel, make a flyer, write emails correctly, make social media posts, create a project, planning board, and set up a LinkedIn profile. Additionally, I mastered using PowerPoint, which helped me create this presentation. And thank you for this amazing opportunity. That's
Okay.
it.
Thank you. Thank you, Yurik. Rachel, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let me just share my screen. It won't let me use the microphone when I'm sharing my screen.
Okay, let's see. Can you send?
I
Oh,
can.
do you have it, Juan?
Yes.
Okay. Should we move on to Frank and then have come back, or are you ready for it?
Mm. Yeah, I got it. I pulled it up already. Is this it?
Yeah, it's that one.
Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Rachel Cruz Larios. I attend Warren High School and I'm going into my senior year, and this is my presentation that I did for the Event Production and Planning Apprenticeship for 2024. Why I wanted to be a part of Work Wonder? I wanted to join this internship because I wanted to gain new valuable work experience. I had never worked remote, so it was something new to me and I wanted to learn what it was all about. The reason why I chose the event production and planning deep dive was because I've always been curious on how big events are created and how they're planned and managed. That's why I chose it. Contributions. I was required to collaborate with my fellow colleagues to brainstorm ideas for the both events, the virtual one and the July 31st event at Downey. I'm gonna volunteer to speak at the presentation that we're doing for the event planning and production on July 31st as well. Created schedules for upcoming Work Wonder event. We created a schedule for the July 31st event, and all these contributions helped me gain valuable work experience.
Achievements. I acquired how to use Microsoft apps. Microsoft, it was very new to me because for my school district, I usually use Google, so it was something new to me. During this apprenticeship, I learned how to better my communication skills because sometimes I'm not really like talkative, so I learned how to communicate more with people and become more vocal. I learned how to use Excel. I had never used Excel. It was my first time using Excel, so it was something new to me. And last but not least, I developed professional networking skills. So basically, communicating and learning how to talk to others more. And last but not least, the key takeaway from event production and planning during the 7-week apprenticeship, I learned many things. I never knew how much work actually goes into setting up an event. One of the main takeaways that I believe is key is communication. It is important that we communicate with our peers when taking decisions for our event and see what everyone thinks, if there's anything that we can fix or change. And that's it. Thank you guys for listening to my presentation.
Thank you, Rachel. Frank, you ready?
I hope so.
Me too.
Okay. So, hi, good morning or good afternoon, depending where you are. My name is Frank Papia. I am an upcoming senior going to Warren High School, and I am in the event production and planning deep dive with Jessica Thomason. And prior experience to this, I in my high school, I'm taking a pathway of residential construction that I'm going into my 4th year. So I've had the experience of doing hands-on work, doing stuff that's completely planned out and that it'll have an end goal that will be huge. Okay, I hope you can hear me well now. But yes, and the reason I chose this deep dive was it somewhat connects to what I want to do as a career that involves construction, which is to be a contractor, which is to plan stuff out, get people together to work on a project. And some accomplishments we can do, some accomplishments that we have done and that we're still expecting are the celebration that's going to happen next week it's in person. That's happening next week on Wednesday, July 31st. And we are having another event that's happening this Wednesday that is for the other apprentices that we are currently hoping it works successfully with our guest speaker. And no, I do not have slides. I'm just speaking off the top of my head. But yeah, together as a deep dive, we did have an Excel sheet for Microsoft. And even though I am like a tech savvy kind of person, it was very much new to me. Because like many others, our first thing that we started with was Google applications. So I was not used to at all the different interface of Excel or any of the other Microsoft apps. So it was very new to me, but I adapted and figured out how to use it. And there's many tabs that we had because of the events we had, like catering, like who's going to volunteer, the activities that are going to be in those events. And yeah, but I personally, I assisted. Wasn't really like the main lead for creativity because that's not really my strong suit. So I assisted with many hypotheticals just in case anything went wrong. Because there's many things that came up that could have like, Wi-Fi issues in the location we're at. If there's leftover time that we need to fill in with certain stuff, like those hypotheticals that are actually like that could come to life. I had brought out, and we started to fill that space with other things that we could do. So trying to run each event that we have planned as smoothly as possible. And some main takeaways I got from this deep dive was how collaborative everyone was in it, and especially Jessica, because although she was such a busy person that she had outside of this deep dive, she still made herself available as much as she could, even offering her phone number so we could text her immediately on the fly. So I really appreciate that, and I'm grateful for that because I have used that for other things that about the events that we did. So I'm grateful for that, and especially the great minds of other interns in this deep dive because it's good that we're not all the same because we all have different ideas that we could think about, different things that we could come up with, and it was really helpful to have different things that will not only be fun but will also be informational that will keep us awake, so it's not just information and like lecturing or anything of that manner. I really appreciate it. I appreciate Jessica and everyone in this internship, and yeah, thank you.
Definitely one of our objectives is to keep people awake, right, Frank? At our events. Keep people awake. Okay, thank you. And so the last thing we have is a video from Max Lamoli. He sent this ahead of time as he boarded a bus at 4:30 a.m. this morning for a trip. And so he didn't have to worry about the noise on the bus. He made a video ahead of time for us to show. Juan, do you have that ready to go? Great, thank you.
Yes. Let me make sure I'm showing some. Wait, let me do it again. For some. Okay. And let me know if you cannot hear.
Let's move me over here. All right, this is take number 4 of my virtual showcase of the 2024 Bay Group Work One Con Apprenticeship. My deep dive was event planning and production, and my name is Max Lamoli. Part of my setup in the back, I'm leaving for a cross-country trip in a few days, and I just wanted to record this because on the bus, it'll be super noisy and loud, and I just want to get this video done beforehand. So let's dive right in. Let's move my face out of the way again. There we go. Why I really joined this deep dive is because in school, I'm heavily active in planning events and event production and the behind the scenes aspect of all of that. So I really sparked my interest in what the deep dive was about. I already do most of this stuff. I'd like to improve my skills on it. And I was curious to see what it entailed. The reason I joined was heavy involvement in, I already do this in school. I'm in Link Crew and I help out with ASB, and we're extremely behind the scenes. And this deep dive is really going to benefit that section of my life at school. Over the course of the 6 weeks, we've been in preparation for the in-person showcase on July 31st, which unfortunately, you see me packing, I am going to miss that, but I'm so excited to see all the hard work pay off for my fellow colleagues. Let's move my face again. Sorry. My roles and contributions to my deep dive. Our deep dive was split up into groups, and each of us were assigned one deep dive to go to their meetings, ask questions, answer questions, and provide details. And I was the lead spokesperson for my group. I did most of the talking. My colleagues were taking notes and answering a few questions here and there, but I was the main spokesperson doing most of the talking. So I think that was a pretty big responsibility of mine, as well as a contribution that I have was networking. I learned a lot of networking skills and just how to network with other people, from talking to the deep dive lead, to making connections within the deep dive, to learning about everyone, especially their dietary restrictions, which is something we gathered through deep dives. But I had a pretty big contribution to my deep dive. Let's move my face back over here. The accomplishments. I can say as a team and individually, I accomplished so many things within this deep dive and this apprenticeship. As a team, we had to come together and share all our information, so nobody's on a different page with different information, which would result in the outcome of our work. That outcome being excuse my language, sorry, I'm gonna cut this part. Which would be the in-person showcase, which is gonna be held on July 31st. And none of that would have been made possible without the event planning and production deep dive. We were the behind the scenes of that, and it's gonna go great. Let's move my face again. Last but not least, the takeaways. I think this apprenticeship was very beneficial to my life moving forward, from my education in college to my career, to my first job, to my resume. all of the things in my future are entailed to this apprenticeship, and I appreciate this apprenticeship so much. Throughout this apprenticeship, I learned several life-changing skills, some of those being adulting, financial status, all of these things, which were mini meetings inside the actual apprenticeship that had nothing to do with our deep dives per se, but that we were invited to actually learn things from real life professionals. Collaboration and participation skills. I had to work with a whole team of strangers that I'd never met before and participate with them on a daily basis, attend meetings, be on time, and submit work on time, which is something that's going to be good in both college and my future career. So I'm learning either way. A work experience and professional environment. I am actually getting work experience. I'm getting paid in a professional environment with colleagues. All of this is all work experience for the future when I get a career. And lastly, professional communication and responsibilities. I'm having a pretty big responsibility to be accounted for in my deep dive and get all the work done that people are depending on me to do, as well as communicate if things happen to change or differ between my deep dive. Things need to be known, things need to be said, and that's where the communication skills build. Anyways, thank you guys so much for letting me be a part of this apprenticeship and my deep dive. Thank you, Ms. Thomason. My name is Max Amoli. If anyone has any questions, my both personal and school email are linked below, as well as my mobile number. Thank you so much, and I hope you all, I wish you all well. Thank you.
All right, that was our last one.
Thank you, everyone. Oh, go ahead,
Yeah.
Jessica.
Oh, go ahead, June.
So yes, this was our first one for this summer apprenticeship, and I wanted to thank everybody for joining us. I also want to make a plug that we are going to have additional showcases coming up tomorrow. So we have engineering and design and product development tomorrow at 10 a.m. So we will be live streaming on YouTube. So please join us. We also have environmental restoration tomorrow. That's at 1:30. On Wednesday, we will have two more for 10 a.m. design for emerging bio, and at 3 p.m. business development and entrepreneurial thinking. That's in between the event that everybody talked about. So we will be having a special presentation about credit scores on Wednesday. And then Thursday is a big day. Thursday, we have 4 of them. Starts at 9 a.m. with arts, media, and entertainment. At 11 is Next Generation CRISPR. 1:30 p.m. Generative Artificial Intelligence. And our final showcase on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Product Service Innovation Development. So we're so excited for everyone. I wanted to thank all of the apprentices. So I wanted to thank everybody for your showcase today and for everything that you shared regarding what you've done with us at Bea Group. And so it's been a long showcase, so we're gonna not take questions. And we will be back tomorrow. I wanted to thank the school district folks who are here with us, and I wanted to thank everybody for making this possible. So we are going to sign off now. Apprentices, if you could stay on, that would be great. And so I'm going to sign off now on YouTube.